What's the mighty good word, party folk? I'm your mile high priest. I'm up here up about a mile high on Mars's day. It's Tuesday, October 29th. What's good, party folk? My name's Armando. I'm up here chilling in Denver, a little closer to midday. I just have a quick message before I throw down some cards. I hope everyone's doing well. Thank you all so much for hanging out, and I'm ever so grateful as always for our energetic exchange. Thank you all for the likes and for all the comments. I'm still a little like nasally and very allergic. The winds are intense out there, and so I'm a little stuffed up and whatnot. But yes, thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments. We are a small channel, so I still appreciate, even though we get only a few likes, it means a lot because we are a small channel. It still means a lot. So thank you. I appreciate it. I'm grateful, ever so grateful always. And we are also getting more views, like the channels or the videos are getting more views. Anyway, I have a message and then we'll get into it, right? I wrote this yesterday. I laugh a lot because I think it's the Saturn and Pisces transit for me especially has obliterated my routine, especially any sense of schedule. Anyway, what I mean is that I wrote this yesterday and I just didn't record a message. So this is called rest, social, and it's just something I wrote. It doesn't really even make sense because I was trying to, I'm just going to read it. Rest, social, and between social and emotional and mental rest. So those are three types of rest, right? Remember to trust your instincts. It's less about hard decisions. Since we are about to go into a time of review and reevaluation of what stands between us and our spiritual, emotional, intelligent goals or paths or blocks or path or the blocks on our path. Transmute over the next month until Luna enters Sagittarius, and then it kicks it up a few notches. So last month, or I'm considering October. I'm talking about November in the present tense. We are in October. I realize that. So I don't want to confuse you, but that does bring up the fact that we will enter Mercury pre-shadow next week, and then it will retrograde, and then yes, so Mercury will be very active in November. Venus was very active in October. So it's the time that's approaching is very Ophiuchus is very much, I don't know why I wrote a sacrifice for the people at large. It doesn't have to be like that though. Ultimately, it gets really deep, y'all. I went dramatic. Ultimately, the flame resides in you. You must generate it and allow it to shine, to flow. Your gifts are what did I write? Your gifts are culminating, one of my favorite words. Sifting, so it's about sifting and coaling the fire, another one of my favorite phrases, coal the fire. So separate impurities from the fire and bring the fire down to the flame, y'all. Like, you don't need to be a whole freaking forest fire, right? Making decisions based on higher and lower consciousness, which is a mind and body connection, or you can describe it as such. Figure out where you are. Are you destroying a old sensation and belief and mentality, or are you in between that and creating new systems, or what are you attempting to sustain? Magicians, high priests, high priestesses, kings, queens, royals. This is your mercurial check-in. I'm your effervescent mercurial Akashic librarian, stellar informant, ninja warrior, funny looking allergic jester with your mercurial divine messages. No tricks today, right? This is the intelligent aspect of Mercury. Thank you for joining us. As always, hit like, hit share, hit subscribe, hit like, please hit thumbs up and support the growth. Thank you all for hanging out and watching the videos and watching the readings and just saying hi. And I'm also happy that it resonates. Sometimes I question my authority in reading for people because my life is also very human and I don't have a lot of rules. There are no rules and regulations in my life. Well, there are more as I get older. You have to impose more regulations, right? You have to pay more fines. more regulatory fees. Anyway, some of you need rest, the rest, or determine the why. Determine the type of rest or determine the why. Some of you really need to determine the why. Either way, detach to determine. Will you do it the same, right? When you come back or when you return is what, so I wrote when you return. Like it's a lot of mentality shift. So I was thinking the moon's in the dark. It's a balsamic phase. So, we don't really do work on the balsamic phase, but meaning we don't like perform magic or divination. But I'm going to pull from the moonology because it's the moon in Libra and the new moon in Scorpio is fast approaching. So I just want to get general messages. So there's like a new start coming, right? Some of you already received gifts. But so there is a elevated, you can, because I always talk about how we use qualifying words and whatever. In a way, it's like, how can we help you to ease the ego? Well, yeah, we can qualify by saying you're elevating. We don't always want to assume we're like better or the best, but okay, fine. Like you're the freaking best, bro. Like you're anybody with some money should freaking invest. Yo, it's good. Okay. 9 of Wands. I don't want to get too silly. 9 of Wands. Is a battle lost or the war won, right? Remember the long haul. Have patience and release past. So patience can be in your day-to-day, like in communications, or patience can be like working for something over a long period of time and persevering. And so there are those levels, right? And so maybe you can perceive yourself in that manner where it's like, I now operate with a different perspective. So my perspective that I worked with prior to the shift into this new perspective, I no longer, it just doesn't work for you, right? So will you return and then operate in that same manner? Very simple, I know. Maybe, I don't want to sound facetious or anything. Anyway, release the past. So it does go from like a 9 of Wands, like have patience, to like Temperance, Arcana number 14. Like a virtue, a virtuous patience, like one of our favorite freaking concepts on this freaking channel, right? What's good, party folk? I'm kind of like I'm just talking over here. Okay, look. Because it's the elevation from Nine of Wands in the conscious waking, like edginess, like, I'm upset, I'm suddenly upset, or like I'm aggravated, or I'm anxious, or like screw this, or whatever. And then higher, elevated, archangelic, spiritual mind kicks in, and it's like, are you going to release that behavior? What triggers you? What how can you stop it? Can it be simple? Can you nip it in the bud, so to speak? Or how will you detach and shift into a new way of perceiving and being spirited away? Does your spirited away include frustration, or are you spirited away into a, well, while that gets cooking, while I wait for that, I'm gonna fix this over here? Like, so to turn the wheel in your favor when the tables turn, release from that grip of that impatience and frustration. Some of you should have a creative rest moment. So a lot time is what I mean. A lot time. Creative burst. Some of you need just a creative burst. Like some of you are afraid. Anyway, just general messages from the moon, right? As the new moon in Scorpio approaches for the collective. Thank you, fire, earth, air, water elements. Goddess Isis, Sun God Ra. Archangels, angels, spiritual guides of the highest light, helpful, wise, sage ancestors. Mercury, what's good? What can we... any messages? I apologize for talking for 12 minutes. What messages does Mercury have? Mercury, again, will be very active in November. Okay. Amongst the whole crowd. And it's just a lot of talk between the social planets and the personal planets. So it's like checking in to make decisions. A lot of tables are turning, right? But we did say it's a review, so it does have that, like, it may involve a decision. Okay, and then one more. New moon in Aquarius, bring love into the situation. That came out in the 3rd. So more of the advice or outcome or the basis, right? Believe in the impossible is a blue moon. And waxing crescent moon, have faith in your dreams. And believe in the impossible, blue moon. New full moon eclipse conclusions are within reach. Wow, it's like some of you are in a longer haul, like in the 6-month kind of period of you have an actionable item. Have faith in your dream does give me, like, are you still chipping away? Have you moved into now addressing, like now address where the blocks are. Especially with the blue moon, it's like kind of advised to lean into more action or taking action or being more, having a more an outlook that gives you the boost. So if it's like the need for gratitude practice, the need for like just relaxing to meditate, to ease off of the anxiety, right? Okay, just a general message. Oh, look, Mercury, higher consciousness. Yeah, we said drop in and connect. Purpose. With the full moon lunar eclipse, we have Ashwagandha, purpose, card 54, and then Gotu Kola, card 17, higher consciousness. The mercurial herb, Ashwagandha, is a north node lunar herb. And then we have mugwort, psychic healing, is a lunar and Neptunian herb. So all three are a octave of the moon, okay, a lunar herb. Ashwagandha and Gotu Kola are lower octave lunar. Mugwort is higher octave lunar. So we have both. We have a divine kind of feminine quality with the grace card and trust. Okay, those are the words that kind of come out. A lot of Neptune. Neptune is currently retrograde in the higher degrees of Pisces, like in 28 degrees. The moon is now in Libra. Before it is the new moon in Scorpio. The north node is shifting. The nodal shift is occurring from Pisces to Pisces Virgo axes, from Aries Libra axes, okay? And it will finalize in the spring with, I believe, the final eclipse in Aries. Otherwise, it would be the final eclipse in full moon in Libra. Anyway, mugwort, purify, and more like get rid of the negative parasites. So, you know what it gives me? Like, it's that same thing, like the freaking, like now ground all the information, now go, now hit the ground running. And now, you will have a lot of time to review. So don't be afraid of making some decisions that are not going to be like ultimately devastating and heartbreaking, right? Like you don't want to cut away too much. You want to make proper decisions to determine why, to determine how. Will you add, will you remove? So right now I believe it is about removing. And so in that case, you don't even have to think like, I don't have any negative energy. What's good, party folk? You don't have any negative energy around you. You're beautiful and Aquarius. Look at this. Look at this water bearer. You're like, I've got a strong back here. There's no negative around me. All right, I got you, boo. You're good. You're all good. So there's too much good. How about that? There's just too much. There's not too much of this and not too much of that. Mercury's really like, yo, Two of Wands. You gotta really address the why of the direction and the space that how will you garner space and also strength. Which one do you need? What do you need? Do you need strength? It looks like you need to, you need, what did I write? So the first thing I said is between social and emotional rest. So I think some of you use social, like socializing as that, as socializing. So who do you need to be social with that you haven't been in a long while, like family? And, or maybe that is part of the decision to, we've talked about this recently, like and I don't mean basic like you're basic if you're going through this, but a basic example is like shifting, especially if we're talking about social, like it's more, what I mean by basic, it's more fitting. Like it's more a typical, a more, yes, fitting. So anything like that. And these messages are weird for me to like want to argue. Like I'm not even trying to argue, but like I guess part of the message includes like something you've been fighting for, it suddenly doesn't actually fit. A lot of those messages came up over the summer, and especially they were from Venus. Like Venus was really digging into what doesn't actually fit and what makes you really upset and cold, what makes you turn cold, right? Bring love into the situation. You went in Aquarius. What also, like, when do you actually think, like, when you think more like that, when you think I want more, like, are you in a bad state of mind, right? Like you could be like, yes, I want more. I want more. Like, are you in a good frame of mind when you desire and gain? Or are you, what kind of frame of mind are you in? Believe in the freaking impossible, yo. Like, that's intensity. That's, was there like a eureka moment? I don't know. I freaking lost what kind of train of thought I had there. Explore the idea that it's not what you know, but whom you know. Okay, more pragmatism is called for, and you need to be more detached from the situation. Think outside the box. No looking back. Change is all on its way, and could come quickly. Whether you get the change, I'm so sorry. You want, whether you get the change you want depends both on whether you believe you can have it and how much you're relying on others to bring it to you. This card comes with the suggestions that you may need to do things independently on your own, but be loving, not too pragmatic. Not too pragmatic, but it says more pragmatism is called for. So you need to figure out, right? And that's what I mean is like, it does shift from, so this beckoning of this Aquarian kind of vibration, it does allude to like, hey, you need to detach from a lot of the collective the decisions that you have made based on a lot of collective, not maybe pressure, but just the drive of the collective. So maybe pressure, like social kind of etiquette and social pressure, so like resting from that, and maybe, yeah, going to see elders, going to see freaks like me, like spiritual tarot and astrology readers. And okay, wait. Also, like, just I've been telling people to meditate, and I believe you can cycle in and out of those sorts of things. Like you can have moments of purifying and releasing of too much. So here's Two of Pentacles, Lord of harmonious change, okay? And change is approaching with the new moon in Aquarius. Okay, can we get more information on this fast approaching change? What's the past, present, and future influences? Thank you. Spiritual guides of the highest light, helpful and wise and sage, ancient ancestors. Thank you. What's good, party folk? So passing. Oh, Lord of perfected success. Yeah, some of you are shifting like your friendships, circles like that, social circles, and then the ripple effect from there, right? Looking, observing at where you are kept emotionally, what drives you, the choices. Also, I get like smartphone, like all your activity, like all the social, like the dating apps and the whatnot apps and the grammar apps. Okay. Honestly, it's about being truthful. And death card present. And then the choice, the lovers, Gemini. So we have 10 of Cups, Mars and Pisces. We have so the ultimate transition, right? 10 of Cups, the last decan of Pisces, and then we have the full moon eclipse. So the next round of eclipses occur in the Aries season. So that's going from the last decan of Pisces into Aries. That's then transitioning, right? And that's the end of the zodiac wheel, the 12 sign Pisces shifting into Aries, the first sign. And then we have the death card, which is like in the Hermetic and Egyptian tarot traditions, sometimes the death card is referenced with alongside the spring and the fall. So like these harvesting months. And they're very interchangeable, I feel, on Earth, because on one side of the hemisphere, on the south side, we're experiencing one season. And then on the north half, we're experiencing the other season. So it's like, fall, these equinoxes, these solstice points are very orbiting and interchangeable. I don't even know. I get a lot of like circular, like you're really looking at the cycles, and that takes a lot of removing yourself from being so fixated on like, okay, so have faith in your dreams, right? Like, what are you actually grateful for? Is it all the like fancy partying? Is it all the fancy products? Is it all the fancy attaining? Is it having the fancy job, the role, like those sorts of things appear suddenly in your way of awareness and perception and questioning your path and your direction. And it's like, maintain posterity, don't waver, don't allow yourself to get knocked down, right? And even if you do, even if you feel knocked down, it's like get right back. You better get out, you better get up, you better apply some freaking love like to those wounds, right? Like get up and apply some wound treatment. It seems better than that. The situation does seem like there is a relief. I mean, maybe the transition is still a little like physically felt. I know I feel a lot of physical like changes with, it's just like the environment, and then maybe just natural aging process, or just like my intense physical yoga and other practices, like but that's why it's like figure out where you stand. I was getting a lot of like changing circles. So, to get more specific, it is like changing groups of friends or stepping away from being very social, stepping away from over consumption, like the partying or the drinking. Maybe it is a maturing process, and it is very much physically as well as mentally, and like it's felt, it's heartfelt. But don't be without the emotion. Don't be so dry. There's that like gift. There's that golden nugget that you take with you, and that is sort of what pushes you to make a decision with the Lover's card. And it's a decision that's good for you, right? It's the good choice, because I see with it, the present influences being the Death card. It means you're clearing away a lot of the Ten of Cups, which was too much. It's too much. It's too full. It's like, we're done. We're over. This is over. We have to release. So that's why the Death card, Scorpio, like the release happens. It's happening, and then you're able to really be more willful, okay, with the Chariot. And then we have the Emperor. So a whole new, like, bringing together a whole new daytime shifts to a new balance with the Six of Pentacles, okay. And then the Emperor. We have Aries, Moon, and Taurus. What's trying to come out? The Princess of Swords. So a lot of air communication. Maybe it is about letting something out as well, like something that you're done keeping in. Maybe you have wanted like something, and it's just kind of making the declaration, because if it's involved in a choice, in a contract with the Lover's card, it may very well involve somebody. Like it may involve making them maturing the relationship, like taking the relationship to the next level, or working on it, or also like change in role, maybe managing more, or actually being in a manager, supervisor, elevated sort of position, or the business is really tremendously kind of shifting, growing, and you're having to make room for that, right? Like within you, and also just in general, like clear, like organizational wise, practical, the books, like organizing your accounting and resources, things like that. And then to the nitty gritty, reorganizing your files, and then also like how are you going to pay people or your employees, and does it come with love? Like now there's a chance for love. There's a okay, but also with love, it's like, hey, don't forget, love is about you. It doesn't have to be about anyone else. But that definitely like opens you up to a lot of other. Okay. Where does the collective stand in now? Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wow. 3 of Wands. Cool. Because we were talking about 2 of Wands earlier. So you are looking at more outside of the realm of your box, and now you're able to see what that shifting thought vibration, shifting the scope, shifting the timeline from maybe the frustration that you experience in the moment, or the desire that you have to like fulfill in the moment, to wow, okay, don't forget that you very much have that property within you to cast that net wider and oversee larger. And I think it's kind of coming back. Like, are you coming back to that? Well, okay, in your surroundings, I have the Ace of Feathers, which is the Ace of Wands. Okay, the Three of Wands is Sun in Aries. The Ace of Feathers is fire. Oh, we have the Two of Wands, which is Mars in Aries. We have a lot of Mars. Okay, so this is the beginning. So where I said some of you need to really figure out the direction, and maybe it's just determining the why, and maybe you need just to take rest from the normalcy. So if you're partying, if you're always in the social circles, it's like turn to someone else, or maybe you do turn to someone else. Maybe that's the actual general message, is like you're going from well, like social settings to more like the one-on-one, like maybe your perspective does shift from socializing to love. It seems like, okay, so in your blind spot, you have the Wheel of Fortune, and then, or what you don't see coming is this shift. And we said, have patience and release the past to turn the wheel in your favor. So Two of Wands, release the past. Three of Feathers, or Three of Wands. Have patience, right? See it to believe it. Believe in the impossible. Okay, release the past. Two of Feathers, Two of Wands. Mars in Aries. So remember we said Mars in Pisces, 10 of Cups. That's the final decan, the final 10 degrees of Pisces. Into, boom, the first decan of Pisces. So release the past. Don't forget there's a golden nugget. Don't throw everything out with the bathwater, right? Don't throw the baby out with bathwater. Because what you don't see coming is that having that patience and releasing the past is what will allow you to turn the wheel in your favor when the tables turn, okay? And the tables are turning, they're changing. We said there's a fast change approaching, whether you know it and whether the change is in your favor. But it seems like if you have patience and release the past, whatever those battles that you continually lose or that you feel that you have to fight, and whether you lose or win, it's more, will you win the war, the entire, that's where you determine the why. Okay, the Hermit, yes, rest. The freaking flame, the light, right? Look at the little flame. There's no burning hermit fire. There's just a little, here's my pointer. The flame right here. It's little. Yeah. That's what's up. The Virgo and Hermit. Virgo, we have the Gemini card here. Virgo also, Gemini is the light aspect of Mercury, right? Gemini, and it's the day sign because Mercury rules over Gemini, and Virgo is a night sign or night archetype, a lunar, and Gemini is a solar day, more day. It's more the time, not necessarily the archetypal energy, right? But the day and night are archetypes. We have you kind of summoning more courage, Ace of Feathers, more luck, more change, more realizing like it's not about the positive or negative. It's like, which, is there too much space or is there too little room to breathe? It seems like there's too little room to breathe, right? A lot of the messages are like, hey, sit down and breathe. This is very like, you got to give up a lot of the old behaviors that start from like, you get a little inspo and it's like, you go, what is the actual purpose? Is there a reason behind the go, go, go? Is there a rest? Is there a rest period so you can really get to clarify and really get back to like trusting that there's something, the golden nugget. I was saying bring love into the situation in case I cut that out. Anyway, magicians, that's pretty dope. I love that reading. I'm gonna have to get going. Maybe we can just look and see. So like, you do realize it's more than skin deep, right? The change, okay? I'm getting you, like, that's what I mean. It's like seeing the levels between the styles and types of changes also allows you to determine what are the choices I need to make and how will they impact me and my path. Will they remove blocks that are in my way of immediate gratification, or am I removing larger boulders that are for my actual treasure and my actual freaking like what are you guys like letting go? What do you guys want? Okay, what do you want? Ace of Feathers. What is it that you want? Ace of Wands, right? Ace of Feathers. a contract, the order, the job, the order in the court, right? The freaking high priest. A change in home, a change in environment. You want the yes, okay? Goddess Isis, Sun God, Mercury, archangels, angels. You want the love. I knew there was love. You want a commitment in love. You want seriousness. You want boyfriend, girlfriend, them friend, they friend to be like, yo, are we something? Are we something or what? Like, is this serious or what? And it doesn't have to be like a serious buzzkill. It can be a freaking seriously good time. All aboard the good all aboard the good time, right? Ace of Feathers, Ace of Cups. It gives me new lease in life. It gives me like leaving the roommate's apartment, like, or getting your own apartment. It gives me that. It gives me, for some of you, moving in love, or like looking ahead, feeling better about a relationship, and then looking ahead to moving in, sort of thing. Okay, any more for what the collective wants, right? Victory, you want to now operate more so in your skill set. You want to show off your skills. You want to build on talents. You want to practice. Practice makes perfect, and practice is just having a practice that keeps you defining new goals. It keeps you reaching for higher. It keeps you elevated, however you want to see it, right? It is elevating love. It is spiritual love. Some of you do want emotional, spiritual, mental support and rest. Some of you do want to give up, like struggling with certain obsessions and addictions with like substances, or just You want to clear away an old emotional like way of doing things, like the demand on others that your emotions put on them, and really kind of clearing that away and rebalancing, recommitting. It's really kind of starting with that spiritual inner fire with the hermit. You've come out of that, and then now you're going into that practical kind of lighting up, more emotionally secure, emotionally grounded, emotionally determined. And we said a lot of that. What stands between us and our spiritual, emotional, intelligent goals or path? What do you want to transmute? Okay, I gotta go. Hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your week and a wonderful end to October. Happy festivities and all that as all the holiday seasons kick in, as the rest of the fall or spring seasons give way to the winter and summer solstices. So Mercury soon to enter pre-shadow retrograde phase, and then at the end of November will be retrograde or will retrograde. Anyway, magicians, what are the signs I have here? A lot of fire. I have Jupiter with the fixed signs. Okay. I have Mars in Aries. I have Sun in Aries. I have Gemini. I have Virgo. I have Aquarius. I have Jupiter in Leo. I have water. I have Pisces and Scorpio. I have a lot of Scorpio's here, and Mars in Pisces, Taurus, Aries. Okay. Yeah, we said the fixed signs: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Okay, heavily. And then also Gemini. Gemini, you're always here. Virgo, what's good? What's poppin'? Okay. Pisces, you're hiding. You're quiet. It's okay, boo. I know. You're so sensitive, right? All the love, all the light. Okay, I'll be back very soon, y'all. Hit like, hit share if you'd like to share this with anyone that you think may enjoy the message. Leave me a comment, say hi. I enjoy all the comments, even when I just say a thumbs up or heart your message. And as always, all the love, all the light. Please stick around, subscribe. King of Cups, yeah, the Death card keeps coming up. Queen of Wands, you're getting there. I knew it. You're realizing the depths of like the levels, the timelines. Okay, anyway, good shifting, right? Talk to you very soon and enjoy. Don't forget to hit like, and all the love, all the light. I send you a lot of protective white light and emerald healing light to your heart centers, and joyous, brilliant orange, yellow light to your solar plexus and sacral centers. And enjoy. Yes, get grounded, get good, and rest, and yeah, determination, patience, all that good stuff, right? Anyway, talk to you very soon.